Imagine waking up tomorrow. No stove, no microwave, no barbecue, no tea, no coffee, not even a sad little instant noodle cup. Now imagine this isn't just a camping trip. This is your entire species. For millions of years, ancient humans lived in a world before cooking existed. No fried meat, no baked bread, no soup, no roasted potatoes. Every single bite was raw, chewy, risky, and probably covered in dirt. And somehow, humanity survived. But here's the strange part. Ancient humans weren't just sitting in caves all day grunting at rocks like old cartoons suggest. They had routines, friendships, arguments, parenting problems, injuries, boredom, and probably at least one guy in every tribe who acted like he knew everything because he once punched a goat. So what did these early humans actually do all day before cooking was invented? Well, most of their lives revolved around one brutal reality: finding enough calories to avoid dying. And when your food takes 3 hours to chew, your entire lifestyle starts to look very different. The world before dinner, long before kitchens existed, early human ancestors lived more like highly intelligent scavengers than modern people. Picture East Africa around 2 million years ago. No cities, no roads, no farms. Just endless grasslands, forests, rivers, insects, predators, and uncertainty. Every morning began with the same question: can we survive today? That sounds dramatic, but survival truly was a full-time job. Modern humans spend hours scrolling on phones, arguing in comment sections, and pretending to read terms and conditions. Ancient humans spent hours trying not to become lunch for a leopard. Huge difference. Back then, there were no refrigerators. Food spoiled quickly. Nothing was guaranteed. You couldn't just save leftovers. If you found food, you ate it immediately or fought to protect it. And before cooking, eating itself was exhausting. Raw roots were tough. Raw meat was chewy. Wild plants were fibrous. Nothing was soft, seasoned, or convenient. Today, a chicken nugget basically melts in your mouth. Ancient humans would have considered that wizardry. Scientists believe early humans spent massive amounts of time chewing. Some estimates suggest our ancestors may have chewed for 5 or 6 hours a day. Imagine your full-time occupation being professional chewing. That's not breakfast, that's jaw cardio. The daily search for food. Most mornings probably began early, around sunrise. Not because ancient humans were disciplined productivity gurus, but because sleeping too late could literally get you killed. Predators hunted during cooler hours. Food gathering worked best before the heat became unbearable. And unlike modern alarm clocks, nature used screaming birds and nearby danger. Groups usually stayed together because isolation was dangerous. A lone human in prehistoric times was basically an unwrapped sandwich, so the day likely began with movement. Some people searched for fruits, others dug for roots. Some tracked animals, others looked for water. Children stayed near adults, learning survival skills simply by watching. There were no classrooms. If a child wanted to learn something, they observed. How do you find edible berries? Watch your mother. How do you avoid snakes? Watch your uncle panic and run. How do you crack open nuts with rocks? Watch the smartest person in the group. Human knowledge spread through imitation long before language became sophisticated. And honestly, some things never changed. Even today, most people learn cooking by watching someone else and hoping the smoke alarm stays silent. What they ate before cooking. So what exactly did ancient humans eat? Pretty much anything they could safely chew without immediately dying. Wild fruits were important. Berries too. Roots, tubers, nuts, seeds, leaves, insects. Yes, insects. Before you judge them, remember, insects are packed with protein. Also, ancient humans didn't have pizza. That changes your standards dramatically. Meat was available too, but catching animals was extremely difficult before advanced hunting tools existed. Early humans were often scavengers. Instead of hunting massive animals directly, they sometimes stole leftovers from predators. Imagine seeing a lion finish eating and thinking, you know what, I'm going to walk over there. That required unbelievable courage, or unbelievably bad judgment. Using simple stone tools, humans smashed bones open to reach calorie-rich marrow hidden inside. Bone marrow was like prehistoric energy drinks. Fat-rich, nutrient-dense, and incredibly valuable. And because cooking didn't exist yet, digestion was harder. Raw food requires more energy to process. That meant ancient humans spent huge portions of their lives eating, chewing, digesting, and searching for more food. Your body was basically a biological machine constantly negotiating with starvation, the social side of survival. Here's something people often misunderstand. Ancient humans were deeply social. They weren't emotionless cavemen silently staring into space. Humans survived because they cooperated. Groups protected each other, shared food, watched children, warned about predators. Social bonds were essential. If you got injured alone in prehistoric times, your survival odds dropped fast. A broken leg today means a hospital visit. A broken leg 2 million years ago meant becoming a motivational speech for vultures. So communities mattered enormously. Researchers believe grooming, gestures, facial expressions, and eventually language helped strengthen relationships. Humor probably existed too. Seriously. Humans naturally joke during stressful situations. It reduces tension and builds trust. Even in dangerous environments, somebody probably slipped in mud while carrying berries and the entire group laughed. Humanity has always been humanity. There was likely gossip too. You cannot convince me prehistoric humans didn't gossip. Somewhere around a campless gathering area, one ancient human absolutely whispered, "Don't share food with Grog. He never contributes." Life without cooking was hard on the body. Before cooking, the human body looked different. Earlier human ancestors had larger jaws, bigger teeth, and stronger chewing muscles. Why? Because raw food is brutal. Try eating an uncooked potato, raw root vegetables, or uncooked meat every day for years. Your jaw would file a formal complaint. Cooking changes food chemically. Heat softens tissue, kills parasites, and releases more usable calories. Without cooking, digestion required more effort. Scientists think cooking may have played a huge role in human evolution because cooked food provides energy more efficiently. In simple terms, cooking gave humans more calories while using less energy chewing and digesting. And that extra energy may have helped fuel larger brains. Which means your ability to binge-watch conspiracy videos at 2 a.m. may partially exist because someone accidentally discovered fire. That's evolution for you. How fire changed everything. At some point, ancient humans learned to control fire. And honestly, that might be one of the greatest discoveries in human history. Because fire didn't just create warmth, it transformed daily life. Suddenly, food became softer, safer, easier to digest, more calorie-rich. Cooking reduced harmful bacteria and parasites. Meat became easier to chew. Tubers became edible. Nutrition improved dramatically. Meals that once took hours to consume became manageable. Human schedules changed. Before cooking, much of the day revolved around feeding. After cooking, humans gained time. Time to communicate, time to plan, time to create tools, time to strengthen social relationships. Fire also provided protection at night. Predators feared flames. Darkness became slightly less terrifying. Imagine the psychological impact of that. For millions of years, night meant danger. Then suddenly humans could sit together beside light. That probably changed storytelling forever. The first stories may have emerged around fires. Warnings, jokes, memories, myths. Maybe the first ancient storyteller exaggerated wildly too. I swear the fish was this big. Some traditions truly never die. What did they do for fun? This is one of the most fascinating questions. Did ancient humans have entertainment before cooking and civilization? Probably yes, not entertainment like streaming services obviously. But humans are naturally playful creatures. Children likely played constantly, running, climbing, throwing objects, mock fighting. Play teaches survival skills. Even modern lion cubs wrestle for the same reason. Adults probably danced, copied animal sounds, practiced hunting skills, and told stories. Rhythm may have appeared incredibly early in human history. Think about it. Humans naturally clap, stomp, chant, and synchronize movement. Those behaviors strengthen groups' identity. Music may have started with nothing more than repeated beats and voices around darkness. And after an exhausting day surviving nature, even simple entertainment would feel meaningful. Today, we complain when Wi-Fi buffers for 6 seconds. Ancient humans celebrated because nobody got eaten during berry collection. Perspective changes everything. Nighttime in the prehistoric world. Night was dangerous before fire became common. Humans had poor night vision compared to many predators. That meant darkness brought anxiety. Groups probably stayed close together while resting. Some members may have remained partially alert while others slept. Every sound mattered. A rustle in grass could mean wind or teeth. And remember, there were no beds, no houses, no locked doors, no mosquito spray. Just exposure to weather, insects, cold, and predators. People today romanticize prehistoric life because they imagine peaceful nature documentaries. Reality was harsher. Parasites existed, injuries existed, infections existed. Even a small wound could become deadly. Yet despite all this hardship, humans adapted remarkably well. Our ancestors learned patterns, animal behavior, seasonal changes, safe plants, dangerous areas. Human intelligence grew from constant interaction with survival challenges. The prehistoric world was basically the hardest tutorial mode imaginable, and somehow humanity kept leveling up. The surprising truth about early humans. Here's the most important thing to understand. Ancient humans were not primitive in the way people often imagine. They were incredibly intelligent for their environment. A modern office worker dropped into prehistoric Africa would struggle almost immediately. Could you identify safe berries, track animals, avoid predators, find water during droughts? Most people would fail before lunchtime. Ancient humans succeeded because they carried enormous practical knowledge. Their brains specialized in survival. They remembered landscapes, animal tracks, plant seasons, social relationships. Their lives were difficult, but they weren't meaningless. There were friendships, families, curiosity, fear, love, loss. In many ways, they were emotionally just like us. The biggest difference was the world around them. Modern humans live surrounded by systems that hide survival struggles. Ancient humans faced those struggles directly every single day. And before cooking existed, life demanded even more effort from the human body. Every meal was work. Every calorie mattered. Every day required endurance. So what did ancient humans do all day before cooking existed? Mostly, they survived. They searched for food, protected one another, raised children, avoided predators, learned from experience, adapted constantly. And somewhere between chewing roots for 5 hours and stealing leftovers from lions, humanity slowly transformed. Eventually, someone controlled fire. Then, food changed. Brains changed. Society changed. Cooking may seem ordinary today, but in reality, it helped shape civilization itself. Every hot meal you eat connects you to one of the most important turning points in human history. So next time your food delivery arrives 5 minutes late, remember that your ancestors once spent half the day chewing raw plants while trying not to get eaten by hyenas. Suddenly cold fries don't seem so tragic anymore.